Hello, my friends. Welcome to Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, October 14th, 2025. This is Jennifer. I still have a little bit of a hoarse voice this morning, guys, because I chatted my little heart out over Thursday through Saturday because I got to spend it with friends and it was absolutely just therapeutic. For Quilt Festival, myself and my friend Dominae from here in Austin drove down to Houston. Jules flew in from Albuquerque. Jeannie Payment flew in from Tennessee. And Jennifer Rolls drove in from Katy. So we were all there together. We were certainly missing some Talk to Me Tuesday faces, but it was wonderful to just have so many of us together in one place. It's always a minor miracle since we're all over the country. Just lovely to spend time with friends. I did do a little bit of shopping. I gave gifts and I received gifts. So that is what I'm going to talk about today. First up, I teased you guys with a little bit of what I was giving away last week. This is a patch that I made for everyone who attended. We all had different patches with our names and our colors on the patch. So this one was the first one I made just as a test, and it is mine. Obviously, I sewed this on my bag. So very happy to get to share that with all the ladies. Also, the little machine embroidered guys I made that I showed you guys last week, they all got some of these. And then everyone received a little reusable zippy bag with their name on it in their colors. I did my best to get everyone's kind of favorite colors together. And I just picked this up at my local grocery store. They were quite inexpensive. And I used my Cricut to put names on the front. Inside of the bag, you may have noticed there was a little bit of candy, but I also made stickers for everyone. They got a sewhookedjen sticker, a Fandom and Stitches sticker, Talk to Me Tuesday sticker, and everyone got at least one quilting or sewing themed sticker. I made a whole bunch of different ones, and then I put a couple in everyone's bag, and then I had some to give away as well. I gave most of them away, so I only have a few of them left. But these were new stickers for this year, and I made all the hexagons the same size so they can kind of go together if you want to put them together on a water bottle or whatever. Gifts received were super fun, as always. It's a thing that we just can't help doing when we're together, is everyone brings a little something. Jennifer brought everyone a Tula bag, and I gotta tell you guys, literally everyone was asking where we got these bags because they're from last year. So we all had one of these, and then she put a couple of fat quarters inside that she thought was something that we would like, and these were mine. So always up for happy, cheerful rainbow fabric. Jeannie brought us a little goodie bag. She also had lots of Tic Tacs to share, which was super fun. I got so excited over this little goodie bag, guys, because it's got some fun stuff in it. There's like this little guy, which I think is probably a little heart bookmark. There are some little fidget toys, which are always appreciated. But my favorite part of the entire bag was this. She made us a build your own cootie catcher, so it's ready to go. It's already numbered. We just need to add colors and whatever we want to say inside. And I'm already thinking I'm going to do something sewing themed with this. So if I ever feel stuck, it's like, what do I want to work on? And it's like, maybe I'll work on a UFO or piece some 9 patches or pre-cuts in fabric or things like that, so that if I feel stuck, I can just cootie catch my way into a project. So I love this. It was very nostalgic. And then Jules made us all personalized, like our colors or our vibe suitcase labels. So this is mine, and it's got a little black cat on it. And of course it is red grunge dots and perfect for me. And I think she did an absolutely completely fabulous job on these. Guys, the vinyl was a recycled badge holder from like a conference or a class or something like that, which I thought was super duper clever. You guys know I love a little upcycling. So this is not a gift, but if you've been watching me for a couple of years, you might remember that I had collected signatures the last time all the Talk to Me Tuesday gals got together, and I didn't have Jeannie's signature. So I took a small embroidery hoop and one of my micron pens, and I took my little fabric that everyone had signed, and now I have Jeannie's signature. I'm so excited. A friend of mine gave me this years ago. It was a store sample where she worked, and I had everyone sign around the edges of it, and it just hangs on my wall as is. I have thought about potentially cutting it up and making a miniature signature quilt out of this. So because I'm not super attached to this part, but I'm very, very pleased that I have all the signatures. So That might be a thing on my horizon, maybe for next year. And as is super on brand for me, I did not do a lot of shopping. I get a little overwhelmed at events like this, and then I don't know what to buy. So I had a list, and some of the things on the list weren't available, and some of the things I just couldn't find. But so like I was looking for garment fabric, and I didn't find anything I really liked. The couple things I found were in 2-yard cuts. They didn't have bolts, so I just took note of the fabric so that hopefully I can pick it up somewhere else. And then I bought some fat quarters to kind of do a little stash building, because I cleaned out my fabric pretty recently, and I took note of where I was short colors. And I gotta tell you guys, this is all I bought. Just fat quarters to do a little stash building. I got a couple good yellows and a couple of good white fabrics and a fun purple fabric, and that's all the fabric that I purchased. The only big thing that I bought was a new rotary cutter, because when I rearranged my sewing room, my favorite rotary cutter hit the floor and broke, and I tried to fix it, and I think there's a piece missing and it just doesn't work the same anymore. So I've been using an old rotary cutter that kind of hurts my wrist and my hand. So I knew that that was on the list, and I ended up getting this one, which is from Linda's. And Linda's is actually in McKinney, Texas. So this is up north of Dallas. This rotary cutter actually has ball bearings in it. And I have a repetitive stress carpal tunnel, and this is actually designed to minimize fatigue. So I've never used one with ball bearings. I did try it at the show, and I did like the way it felt in my hand, but just like any other tool, you're not really gonna know how good of a fit it is until you've stood and used it for half an hour or an hour, or, you know, cut out a whole quilt with it or whatever. So I'm very excited about this. Jules got the same one, and this is the 45. She got the same one in the 60 millimeter. So I'm excited that we have twins. I also picked up some extra rotary blades, and that was the extent of my shopping. I honestly think I may have spent more on coffee than I did on fabric, but it was a wonderful, wonderful time with everyone. I had a just lovely visit with all of the ladies. I think we spent a lot more time talking than we spent shopping or looking at the show. The show was beautiful as per usual. I put a little bit of, just the tiniest bit of video at the end. I spent so much time socializing. I didn't take that many pictures. I took very little video, but I have a little bit that I will share at the end for you guys. The very last order of business today is that Jules's birthday is on Thursday, so you guys be sure and watch her video this week. I'll put a link in the description to her channel, but also most of the ladies are going to be doing videos for Talk to Me Tuesday this week, so you can find all of those at talktometuesday.wordpress.com. That way you don't have to scour YouTube trying to find them. And that link is always in the description. That is where our group meets, as it were, to do our show and tell. But if nothing else, please tell my best friend happy birthday this week. So obviously, big, huge, massive happy birthday to Jules. You guys will probably remember that for her birthday this year, I finished a quilt for her, and she already has that. And I will be giving her another quilt that is almost finished, that the beautiful Jennifer Rolls quilted for me, and I will hopefully be sharing that with you guys next week. So that is all, you guys. Have a very wonderful week. Have a crafty week. Spend time with friends if you can. Give those you love a big hug, and I will see you next week. Bye.